What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the review of the Netflix original First Match, starring Elvire Emanuel. Ambitious Ace.
Dame Diddy.
Yeah, man. So this movie dropped over the weekend, and shocked me, man. It was a really, really good film. What did you think about it?
I thought it was great. I wasn't very familiar with the main actress, Elvire Emanuel, but she destroyed this role
In a great way.
Yeah, like she did her thing. Her portrayal of her emotions through her eyes is something that a lot of actors and actresses cannot do.
Agreed.
And every scene, like there are scenes where she doesn't have to speak.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just think of like when she sees her dad talking to Juan. Like it's just like those moments, like she's just looking and like you can see everything in her face, like she's being skeptical. She's you know what I'm saying, she's not sure. She does a great job of conveying all her emotions through her eyes, and her character is Mo. I'm glad it was the lead and it drove the whole story. Yeah,
definitely, like you said, when she was looking at her dad every time she was talking to him, like, normal movies would be like, oh, he's doing it again, or oh my God, he's going back into it. But she conveyed all that through her emotions, and her performance was just really groundbreaking, because it's just like, this is what we're led to believe. This is her first big movie role, and she treated the role like an A-list actor.
Yeah.
And like, she really carried it. Every scene that she was, I mean, from the opening moments when she was like, "Stop throwing my shit."
I'm a Ronda Rousey. Yo.
And like just opening them with that really set the tone for the film, because I wasn't expecting that. Like,
yeah, because I was just like, "Whoa, the movie just started."
Yeah.
Because like, don't get me wrong, I saw that part on the trailer, but I didn't know that's how the movie opened.
Right.
I was just like, "Damn!"
Yeah.
Like the movie starts for real.
And I like how it started, like, really erupted like that, because it seems like at that point in her life, she was just going from house to house to house, I guess. And, it really set the tone for how her character was going to progress throughout the film. And I like how the film was really directed, like, the still shots, clear focus shots on her, and just like everything conveyed a certain emotion every time, and she commanded it all the time, man. It was just great. How did you feel about her dad's performance as her
man Daryl,
yeah,
aka Cadillac from the Get Down?
Yeah.
Yo, he did his thing, man. Like he did a good job of continuing to act like an asshole, because he was an asshole in the Get Down.
Yeah.
But he was a more likable asshole.
Yeah, he had a little bit more humanity to him this time.
Yeah, and this role, like the whole movie, and I want to say it now. The whole movie, I was uneasy, feeling good at any moment, just because I just felt like her dad's influence on her was going to cause her to make bad decisions. Especially
when they were having a lot of bonding moments and everything like that. You wanted to feel happy for her that she was having this type of bonding moment with her father.
I didn't feel happy at all.
But you knew there was something like, oh, there's a catch. What does he really want?
Well, the whole time it was just like, her dad didn't even say he wanted to come see her wrestle. The other dude, Juan, said he wanted to see.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I was just like, so he only showed up because Juan said he wanted to see what she can do. So I just felt some type of way about that, and it was just like, I'm like, you're begging for the attention of somebody that don't care.
Right.
Like he's just trying to find a way to use you, and it just sucks because she didn't see it. And it was the same thing with Jamal on her team.
Yeah.
Who was basically trying to do the same thing. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I don't see what his motives were 100%, especially because he bought her the sneakers and everything like that. But at the same time, I'm assuming maybe he was trying to do what her stepdad was doing.
Right.
Like figuring he can buy her attention, man. But how did you feel about the relationship with Jamal?
Okay, you meant Malik, right?
Yeah. Malik.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I thought it was very interesting, because it seemed like, at first he didn't really like her, especially when he was like, she was trying out for the team and everything like that.
You saw what she did to his girl.
To his girl and everything like that. But as the movie went on, he kind of like, liked her personality more. He was like feeling her a lot more. And I like that dynamic that he had in the beginning, because even though like he was kind of hating on her, he was trying to help her. Like before her first match, he was like, you got to loosen yourself up and everything like that. So I thought he was a good influence on her, and especially that one scene where he kind of could tell that she was kind of feeling bad about her dad not coming. He was like, you'll get used to it, because he was like, want to know how many times my father came to a game and everything like that. So I thought they had a lot they can relate on. So I thought that was pretty cool.
And I did like the fact that he was trying to put it in their head like you can pursue this after this.
Yeah.
You can go there's wrestling schools all across the US, and I thought that was dope because you don't really get a lot of people like that that's in your corner that'll encourage.
And to put a lot of good
spotlight
spotlight on the coach as well. He was like, he helped me out when I was going through. I think he said he was selling drugs and stuff like that, and he was like, he's kind of brought me out of that and influenced me a lot. And it's good to see the film touch on something like that because, in a lot of sports-driven films like these, it's always, it's focused on a coach, but, like, it was just a different dynamic here that it was touched on, I guess, through the players, how the coach affected their lives. And, you see it in a more direct way from the coach affecting their lives, but when you hear somebody actually saying what somebody did for her, I thought that was really well thought out. What did you think about her in a relationship with her best friend, Mari?
Yeah, well, I mean, their relationship was cool. I like the fact that he was trying to look out for her. I mean, pretty much at all times.
Yeah.
He didn't like being embarrassed by her, but at the same time, no matter what, he had her back.
Right.
And I thought that was pretty dope. Like, he followed her all the way to her first fight and was just like, yo, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, that's kind of like some real friend stuff.
Because, at first, it kind of made it feel like, she was kind of like jealous in a sense. Not she was, but Omari was kind of jealous, but it didn't really come off that way. Like you said, he was just really watching out for her. He saw that, something was weird was going on, especially when she first saw his dad. When he came up, he was just like, oh, he's back in the picture. So I kind of think he took that warning sign right there, like, okay, I'm going to have to look at you a little bit more now that he's back in the picture and everything like that. What did you think about her and their foster mom's relationship and how that was kind of showing out?
Lucila?
Yeah.
I thought that she was actually really great. Yeah, I fucked that whole name. Sorry. But yeah, I liked her character a lot. Like, you can see the way she grew to understand it. Mo grew to understand it because at first she's kind of just like, you should be happy she's going with her real parent.
Right.
And then, like, as she was going and she was seeing that her parents weren't dependable, but she saw, like, Lucila showed up to the
game,
fight.
And that was such a pivotal moment, man.
Yeah, I felt so bad
because she was like, she was ripped between two choices: staying for Celia or going with her father. And I'm just like, man, I wanted her to stay, but I knew how much her relationship mattered. And that was the thing about it. Like, I can the dynamic between her and her father was so great, but you can kind of see how she was really like, she didn't fear anything. Through the whole movie, you can tell how strong she was, how driven she was. But the only thing that brought her down is wanting that relationship with her father. And it's just crazy because this shows how weak he really was because, he really wasn't driven to get out of the situation he was in. He'd rather go back, the easy route, get with Juan and do all these other things rather than staying at that job he was working, getting the car wash that he said he wanted to plan to get like that and everything. And it was just really sad to see because, that one scene where she was just like, you got to get money for the car wash, right? She come in, he got a new TV and all this other things like that. So
yeah, I noticed that. So I was just like, yo, he got his whole crib furnished.
Yeah,
like, new stereos.
And it was just like little details like that. Like that's another thing I loved about the film.
You saw how she looked at it too.
Yeah,
like I'm telling you, her eyes told it all through the whole movie.
And it's like it didn't need dialogue, and I like when films like do that. Is with the scenery and how it's directed to convey an emotion without dialogue. It's really, really powerful.
Yeah, because I saw that and I'm like, this motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. So how did you feel like how the movie was shot and everything like that? Did you like how the pacing and the direction of the movie?
Yeah, well, the pacing started out kind of slow, but then as it went on, it kind of kept that same pacing, and I actually appreciate that pacing because I actually like the way they told the story. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't stay on something too long, but they didn't jump away from it too fast.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they did a good job, and then there were a lot of moments in the movie that were fake out moments in a sense that I really appreciated because, like, when you see her walking down the stairs with her bag, with her stepmom standing outside, I was just like, damn, man, she got kicked out even after apologizing.
Yeah.
And then you see her putting the baby in the car. And then I also love that moment because you can see that Mo saw that it was really affecting her, that she had to give up this kid that she really intended on raising.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, when you thought she ran out on a team at the end and she really ran to her dad. Like, I was just like, yo, they had some really good fake out moments where I was just like, no, she's doing what I thought she was going to do. And then I'm like, oh, she's not.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I really appreciate it.
It kept you engaged. It really kept you engaged with the story and everything like that. So I thought that was really well. But, yeah, other than that, everything from how, like you said, the pacing was at first, it started off kind of slow, but I really enjoyed how it carried the movie, especially when, like, I guess a lot of people thought this was going to be a wrestling movie, but it ended up being more of a personal story with the wrestling in effect. But I kind of liked how it translated well into the underground fighting scene because, you know, she was battling with the teachings of actually, like, doing something in a, like, controlled manner rather than doing something aggressive. And so it's kind of like a good dynamic between actually controlling where your life is going to go or taking the more aggressive route. So I love that imagery, and it was just so powerful. And, like, especially towards the end where, you know, she was getting beat and he was just like, he didn't really care. He was just like, you know, he was rooting her on, but when the police stormed the place and everything like that, and he wasn't checking up on her or nothing like that, he was just like, oh, I can't get caught. I'm just like, man, it was just so hard to watch. But just during those scenes, she just did an amazing job just getting you to feel for her character, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like, the whole movie, I was, like, on edge. Like, no matter how good of a thing that happened for her, I always felt bad because I was just like, I felt like somebody's going to take advantage of this.
And I think it's good that, you know, there's been a film that highlight the relationship between the daughter and the father and stuff like that because, you know, there's a lot of situations like these where the father's been out of their life so long and all they want is just that relationship or bond with the father. And I'm glad, you know, I feel like we're in a time where we're getting a lot of powerful female-driven stories, and this is just another one to add to the list, man, because it's just a story that can be interpreted in so many ways. You know, it's not just about sports. It ain't just about a strong female lead. It's just about having the character to actually do something, and I feel like she's going to be on the right path, especially when she handled the notebook to her dad, and I feel
that
like
was pretty much her giving away the last thing that she was holding on to.
And it's just like, you know, she's finally letting go. She's finally ready to move on, and just that tear-jerking scene at the end, to where she's trying to sing, but she's just kind of sad. Like that really hooked me right there, and that was like the perfect way to end it. Like, you know, I don't need no what happened after this and nothing like that. No, you
I
already
still want to know if they won the championship. You know, y'all could at least put it at the end.
Right.
Some text.
But yeah, man, what would you give it?
I give this joint an A, man. I think it's a dope, amazing movie.
Yeah,
it was definitely good. There was no parts in there where I was just like, yo, come on, yo. Like where I was like mad about the scene or anything. Everything worked. Everything was great. Elvira did her fucking thing. I want to see her on way more stuff. Yeah. Black Panther 2.
Yo.
You know,
for real.
Nah, yeah, seriously.
For something because you did an amazing job.
Yeah, she straight killed it, man.
For real.
Like she needs to be in one of these next $20 million budget movies.
And Netflix is killing the game when it comes to these original movies, man. Like for real, like they're stepping it up a lot.
Absolutely.
And I'm loving the direction it's going in because, you know, I feel like a lot of these films are going to get, you know, a lot more spotlight, not trying to get the pressure of trying to get in theaters and everything like that. Netflix is becoming a really great platform for like big feature films, and it can reach a wide variety other than just a theater. So I'm happy about it.
Yeah, Apple's coming for them.
Yeah.
Well,
but yeah,
what do you grade it?
I gave it an A as well. I think it's a classic film, man. It's just great. It's great.
Yeah, man.
All right, well, let us know what you thought about the film. Let us know what you thought about the characters and everything like that. And yeah, just like this video, share it, and subscribe. And if you got any other recommendations for us, let us know in the comments.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.